Hey Mixers, welcome back to another WNBA player props video. On Friday, we had a full sweep of all four of the best bets that I gave you, and then we followed that up today with two misses on the Saturday slate. But if you listened to me, I did warn you to bet light and that I would only be putting in one slip myself today. So hopefully you listened to that and only lost like 1 unit or so. So let's jump into some picks for tomorrow's slate. We do have 5 games on that big slate. But first, we need to give away some money because we did have that full sweep on Friday. So if you do want to get in the mix for today, I do have 3 best bets for you today. So you are going to need to like the video and comment hashtag in the mix and tell me which 2 out of those 3 that you like. All right, guys, let's get into it. All right, guys, so let's spin this wheel and give some money away. Looks like we have Richard X8S3B. You are the winner today. So, Richard, what I need you to do is reach out to me on Instagram or on X through a DM, since you can't reach out on YouTube, and I'll get you that. I'll leave a comment on your comment to tell you, just in case you don't see this video, but you should be watching all the videos, Richard. I know you seem new around here, though. Richard's comment was Paige Becker's 18 plus points. Obviously, he was absolutely right about that, and she had 22. So let's get into the slate for today. We have, for tomorrow, for Sunday, we have a 5-game slate. We have the Liberty and the Sun, which is going to be like a revenge game for the Liberty because they just dropped the game against the Sun, which was wild. And then we have the Mystics and Dream game, which I think I might have the most exposure to. And then the Fever Storm game, I don't exactly know what to expect here. I'm kind of thinking lower scoring, not like the Spark Storm game that we just saw. Well, lower than 200 for sure. But I'm thinking, around the 150s, 160s. I don't think it's going to get into the 170s, but we'll see. And then the Mercury Sky game, we don't know if Angel Reese is going to be playing yet, but I do have a few bets in that game. And then the Valkyries Aces game, we are not getting props for that yet. So if there are any props I like for that, I will put that in the pinned comment on YouTube as usual. So jumping into the recap really quick, on Friday, we had our 4 best bets hit. Gabby Williams had 16.5 points and assists thanks to the double overtime. Azurá Stevens had over 12.5 points, also thanks to the overtime. She only had 11 at the end of regulation. Natasha Howard over 23 fantasy points. That was the easiest cash. She had 7 rebounds in the first quarter. Paige Becker's over 16.5 points. She had 22. And then today's picks, Courtney Williams over 13.5 points. She only had 9, but that wasn't our fault. She didn't play the whole fourth quarter. She didn't play part of the third quarter because the Aces were just getting blown out so bad. And then same thing right here for Melissa Smith over 18.5 fantasy. She ended, I think, with 7 points and 2 rebounds, something like that. And she did have 1 turnover, but she also did not play in the fourth quarter or most of the third quarter either. So that was just a bummer, but we only lost the 1 unit on that bet. And then our leans and our altered plays, we had a bonus bet for Erica Wheeler over 1.5 3-pointers made. She shot 7 of them against the Sparks and only made 1. So I'm blaming that on the player. And then the alt lines we gave out, Natasha Howard over 4.5 rebounds. I told you she cashed that in the first quarter. She had 16. Ari McDonald over 3.5 assists. She cashed that in the first quarter. I think she had 5. Or no, it wasn't the first quarter. It was the second quarter that she cashed that with 5, but ended the game with 6. And then Azurá Stevens over 5.5 rebounds. She did not get there. She only ended with 5 despite the double overtime. Let's jump into the bets for Sunday. The first bet I have for you, obviously we do not know if Angel Reese is going to be playing or not. But it looks like she's not. Like a lot of places are listing her as probable or questionable or game time decision. But I'm also seeing reports that she's been ruled out. So I'm just going to bank on the fact that she's not playing. I do think Camila Cardoso could get this even with Angel Reese on the court. But we're going to go a double-double for Camila Cardoso. Here's her points without Angel and her rebounds without Angel. She's over in 3 of the last 4 games without her with a double-double. And now she's going up against this Mercury team at home who should be able to give up some points down in the paint where Camila likes to score. And obviously those rebounds are just, she's an elite rebounder. A lot of those are going to come from misses. This Chicago team is not that good. Next one I like here is Brittany Sykes over 3.5 assists. This is a regular payout right now, but I expect this to be way juiced by the time we see it tomorrow. So I would jump on this pretty quick because the juice is going to move on this. She's over 75% most of the time, and she had or in all the games this season. She had 5, 3, and 8 in 3 previous games against the Dream. And I do like her points as well. So if you wanted to go points and assists, you could if you end up finding this and it's too juice. I'm also going to probably go in on Sonia Citron, though, for something. And it's hard to go in on Brittany Sykes and Sonia Citron at the same time. So you kind of have to pick your battles there. Then my third one here is Satou Sabally over 1.5 3-pointers. Normally, we would not be getting this at a regular payout, but because she's been performing so horribly lately, we are getting it at a normal payout. So I'm taking it. She's been ice cold literally since she got back from injury and has not hit this in the last 4 games. But she did hit this against the Sky twice already this year. She had 2 in each of those games. And I think this could be a get-right game for her. I mean, there's no better team really to get right against than this Sky team, who is out of the playoffs at this point. They don't really have a lot to play for. And I do expect them to rest Angel Reese, because why would they rush her back when there's just no reason to? And then I have 3 alt lines for you. I like Jonquel Jones over 11.5 points. She's over in 73% of games this season, including the last 6 in a row. Plus, I think the Liberty will be looking to put a beat down on the Sun today after that embarrassing loss last time. And then Leona Febic in the same game over 2.5 rebounds. She's over in 75% of games. She had 2 and 4 in 2 previous games against the Sun. So she just had 4 recently, and then she had 2 earlier. But if you recall, that game was a 48-point blowout. So as long as this game is somewhat competitive, I really don't see Leona Febic missing this line. And then Brittany Sykes over 5.5 rebounds and assists. We already like her for over 3.5 assists, and I think she can stack a couple rebounds on that as well. She's over in 83% of games, and she's had 8, 8, and 13 against the Atlanta Dream against the Atlanta Dream this season. You could just take her normal line if you want on this. I think it's at 7.5, because she has cleared that 3 times already against this team. But I don't know. I'm going to take the lowered line that they're giving me, and I will take the regular line on the assists. All right, guys, so that is it for Sunday. Here is the recap. Camila Cardoso over a double-double. Brittany Sykes over 3.5 assists. Satou Sabally over 1.5 3-pointers made. And our leans are Jonquel Jones over 11.5 points. Leonie Febic over 2.5 rebounds. And Brittany Sykes over 5.5 rebounds and assists. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below so you can get entered into that cash prize giveaway if these best bets hit. Just write hashtag in the mix, choose 2 of those best bets. And if the 2 you choose hit, then we will give away some free money to you or someone else that also got their picks correct. And keep an eye on that pinned comment, because we are going to get props for that Aces Valkyries game later, and we might want to attack some spots there too. Thanks, guys.